Hey guys, welcome back to the San Jose Sharks franchise mode rebuild. I'm No Sleeves. On last week's episode, we went through the start of year 2 of the rebuild. We got up to about the beginning of January. We're near the bottom of the league, exactly where we want to be in the hunt for Connor Bedard or Michkov. Today's episode, we are going to sim through the remainder of the second season and go through the playoffs and potentially get up to the draft. The season's going to be a lot less eventful because there isn't really many players that we can actually move. However, Parise and Chara, who we signed on one-year deals, we'll probably try and get something for them at the deadline. Without any further ado, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, so no messing around. We're here at the end of December, beginning of January, and we're just straight up going to go all the way until about a week before the deadline. I want to just kind of get things set. So we'll sim through this and see where we end up in the end of February. We've got breaking news. The Seattle Kraken in their second season have fired head coach Kelvin Agon. So they told him to pack his shit, and the Kraken are looking for a new head coach. All right, guys, so here we are at the end of February, February 28th of year 2. And holy smokes, are these Sharks bad. 16, 34, and 11. And honestly, that's exactly what I want from them. We'll take a look at how our team's performing. Tomas Hertl leading the team in points with 37 in 61 games, which is obviously not very good at all. Timo Meier's got 37 and 61. Erik Karlsson's got 37 and 61 as well. And Zach Parise somehow has more points than Logan Couture on our third line. And our rookie, Ivan Kulemin, with 25 points in 61 games. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually really stunned at that because the first line was kind of loaded up with Hertl, Meier, and Kulemin, and they were all +5. So just an absolutely brutal performance. And like I said, I'm completely okay with that. Around the league, Kirill Kaprizov, 91 points in 57 games for the Minnesota Wild. Kucherov right behind him with 88. And then Alex Ovechkin with 84 in 59. So obviously these three just kind of running away with it. Matt Boldy for the Minnesota Wild having a season as well. Just a great young player that is performing extremely well for the Minnesota Wild. We'll take a look at how the rookies are shaping up here. And Boldy, yeah, it's unfortunate for Kulemin, but he didn't really stand a chance when Boldy was going to put up 75 and 57. Shane Wright, the first overall pick last year with the Arizona Coyotes, 40 points in 61 games, but this is already locked up. And I'm not going to lie, like I said, kind of disappointing as Kulemin is way down here with 25 points in 61 games. So hopefully he has a better end of the season, but it really doesn't matter. Like I said, I wanted to get him in the NHL because he was almost an 80 overall anyways. And, getting some experience. We'll take a look at the AHL as well. 27, 26, and 6, so a little bit better. Still not in a playoff spot, though, but William Eklund leading the way in points, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. But we do need to set up the trade block going into the deadline. And again, the players that we want to move on from, we're probably not going to get anything for, but we'll see. Zdeno Chara is one we want to move on from him because we signed him to a one-year deal. So there's really no point in having him pass this, as is Parise. We'll see if we can get literally anything for him. It does not matter. Anyone else, I don't think I want to move on from anyone else. We can't move on from Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Leonard's okay. Middleton, not bad. He still has one more year left on the contract. Chris Tierney, you know what? Might as well. Again, all the players that we did re-sign or we signed in free agency, we might as well see if we can get anything for them at the deadline. Any picks is a W. The only team that we are in front of right now is the Seattle Kraken. We really need to land in that top 2 spot in the draft because, again, we want either Bedard or Michkov. Both of them look to be franchise players, and these Sharks need them badly. All right, guys, so we are going to sim up to the deadline and go through year 2's trade deadline and see if we can't move out of any of the players that, we need to, the 3 that we signed in free agency, and get something back for them. And here we go. At the deadline in year number 2, we are a seller. And we're going to enter the trade deadline, see if we can't trade away those 3 players that we were looking for. So we are going to go ahead and find a trade for Parise, Tierney, and Chara. So we'll start with Chara, see what we can get. There is a lot of offers. 2 third-round picks. I would love a second rounder in this year's draft from the Colorado Avalanche is nice. That's probably going to be a late pick. We got a second from the New York Rangers as well. Tampa Bay Lightning's next year. Some seconds next year as well, but I really think Colorado is 2nd and a 6th, and the Rangers, they want a 2nd and a 6th both this year. We'll go with Colorado. Again, I'm completely okay with that. A 2nd-round pick for Zdeno Chara, who's 45 years old. Yeah, we take that and run. So thank you for your services, Zdeno Chara. Enjoy the probably last part of your career in Colorado. Next up is Zach Parise, as we do have a trade alert. The Buffalo Sabres trade Zemgus Girgensons and a 2024 third-round pick to the Rangers for Jacob Trouba. All right, so Trouba is out. Zach Parise, 3rd and a 4th. 3rd and a 4th. Do we have a 2nd-round pick anywhere? We do not. And they're all for next year as well. Colorado's 3rd this year. Do we just take Colorado's draft? I mean, that's potentially okay. 2/3 seems to be the best offer. We'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll go ahead and take 2/3. That's fine. And we'll go ahead and move up who we need to move up a little bit after this. And then lastly is Chris Tierney. I doubt it. Wow, 5th and a 7th. All right, man, the Avalanche just literally want everyone on our team. The Devils, the Islanders. Let's go with the Devils 5th rounder this year for Tierney. And there we go. So we have literally moved out everyone that we need to move out. There's really no point in moving out anyone else. Actually, I forgot. Does Adin Hill's contract expire at the end of this year? It does. However, we don't have anyone else that can start in net, and I really don't want to just throw Melnichuk and Sawchenko out there, so I'm okay with just holding on to Adin Hill. I'm sure we could get something, but that's okay. Looks like O'Reilly is available, so is Lindholm, Muzzin, they list Logan Couture. That's simply not true. So not a lot of huge names here, but yeah, we've gotten what we've needed to get done, and we're good to move on and finish out this trade deadline. So Michael Del Zotto actually placed on waivers, which would make sense considering they just took on Zdeno Chara. He's a 78 overall. We're just going to take him and replace Chara. So completely okay with that. We've got to make some roster moves now that we've cleared out everyone else. And I also just want to take a look and see what picks we actually have. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit, but we have a lot of draft picks, and okay, so Cole Sillinger is called up. I still don't want him up in the NHL yet. He hasn't played in the NHL yet. I kind of want to just let him make sure that he has grown as much as he possibly can. So we'll make the roster move, send Sillinger back down, and call up somebody else. So what we'll do is we'll call up Gadjevich. We're actually under the salary cap, so all right, so we're going to call up Gadjevich and Del Zotto, as we need to get above the cap hit and the cap floor. And Ryan Merkley, I don't want him up. That should be fine. Yes, okay. So now let's go ahead and edit our lines. And again, the team is absolutely awful, but that's the whole point. That's exactly what we want, and I'm completely okay with that. So let's put Gadjevich back in. And Bolsters will go play there. Actually, Leonard is going to go back up. Logan Couture at wing. I don't want that. All right, let's go ahead and mess around and make sure everything else is fixed. Go here. Cody Glass up to an 82. Still one of the better trades that we've made. And then lastly, we'll throw in Michael Del Zotto, who we just got. And yeah, there we go. All right, so the lines are all set. We are currently in last place. So if everything swings right, and it should, we can finish out the rest of this year and hopefully end up in last place and the best shot at the #1 overall pick. All right, guys, so here we are, the end of the regular season. Let's see how things finished off. Again, the goal was to come in last place to get our best shot at Connor Bedard. And we've got, let's take a look at just how the team did. So Tomas Hertl had 55 points in 82 games, with Erik Karlsson right behind him at 51 in 82. I'm actually, again, like I've said, we can't move on from Erik Karlsson. I'll take 50 points in 82 games any day for him, even though he costs like $11 million. Timo Meyer, 50 points at 82. Logan at 43 and 82. And our rookie, Ivan Kulemin, is up to an 84 overall, and he's got 41 points in 82 games. I will take that. We'll take a look at the rest of the NHL and just see who finished on top. And Kirill Kaprizov, 125 points in 82 games. Ovechkin, at 37 years old, had 113 points with 68 goals. Like, that's exceptional. You had Nikita Kucherov at 109 and 82. Kuznetsov with 100. Man, the Russians are just dominating. And Adam Fox on the back end for the New York Rangers, 100 points in 82 games. I wonder who is winning. Wow, okay, never mind. Makar is at 98 and 82. I actually wonder who's going to win the Norris. All right, let's see. In terms of rookies, I'm almost positive it is still going to be Boldy. He locked that up at the beginning of the year. And 99 points in 82 games. Quentin Byfield had 52 and 81. And yeah, you see, unfortunately, Kulemin kind of disappointing in the sense of the rest of his draft, his rookie season, but that's completely okay. All right, now is the time to see how did we do. Did we land last place? The New York Rangers get the President's Trophy with 115 points in 82 games. The Oilers right behind them at 113, so they're going to win the West. And as we go down here, did we come in last? We had a horrible season, and we did. We officially came in last place, and I am completely okay with that. 61 points in 82 games. The Kraken right behind us, and the Buffalo Sabres at 65. As long as we don't lose the lottery, we just need to land inside the top two. So completely okay with that. We'll take a look at how the playoff tree shapes up, just to see what teams have made it, as the Minnesota Wild did win the Stanley Cup last year. Kind of surprising in that sense. The AHL team, just taking a look at them, unfortunately did not make the playoffs yet again, and that's all right. We are going to focus on them as the rebuild goes along, but again, it's just not super important this year, just because, again, we're not expecting them to do anything. The minor league system and the prospect system has just been so bad that it's okay. So we've got the Avalanche and the Jets, the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Minnesota Wild taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. We've got the Knights and Ducks, Oilers and Predators on the East. We've got the Capitals and the Penguins for the 15th time. The New York Rangers will take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. No Toronto Maple Leafs. My lord. Florida will take on Boston. Tampa will take on Carolina. Yikes, as Twitter is burning to the ground in 2023. So let's go ahead and just sim to the draft, and we'll see where we're at. All right, guys, it is draft lottery time. Did we stay in the number 1 overall slot? It's time to find out. So let's see who won the draft lottery. The 16th overall pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the Dallas Stars. The 15th overall pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the St. Louis Blues. The 14th overall pick in the 2023 draft, the New York Islanders. That pick is owned by Calgary. The 13th pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the New Jersey Devils. Now, they were slated to pick 12th overall, which means somebody moved up. The 12th pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the Detroit Red Wings. The 11th selection in the 2023 draft, the Philadelphia Flyers. The 10th pick in the NHL draft, the Vancouver Canucks. The 9th pick in the 2023 draft goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 8th selection in the 2023 draft goes to the Montreal Canadiens. The 7th selection in the 2023 draft goes to the Los Angeles Kings. The 6th pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the Arizona Coyotes. The 5th pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the Buffalo Sabres, falling from 3 to 5th overall. Buffalo, again, just crushed by the lottery. The 4th overall pick in the 2023 NHL draft, the Seattle Kraken, falling from number 2, which is devastating in this year's draft, as the Seattle Kraken fall out of that to number 4. The number 3 overall pick in the NHL 2023 draft, the Calgary Flames, moving up from that 13th spot.
The first overall selection in the NHL draft and the winner of the draft lottery is the San Jose Sharks.
Holy smokes, we actually got a first overall pick. Whenever EA does this, they usually never give it to the last place team. And I'm pretty stoked because now we have, we get the best player available. We're going to get a franchise impact player. Couldn't be more stoked for the rebuild. All right, we'll take a look at this year's retired players. And Joe Thornton from the Montreal Canadiens at 43 years of age will retire. Zdeno Chara, who we did sign last free agency, did in fact retire at 46 years old. The Colorado Avalanche. Keith Yandle decides to hang him up. Tyler Bozak from Winnipeg with 926 games, he decides to retire. Michael Frolik. Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Are you kidding me? We get absolutely bailed out in our rebuild as Marc-Edouard Vlasic, after 1,250 games all with the San Jose Sharks, decides to retire, including that huge contract. Unbelievable luck, as we have now just accelerated the rebuild tenfold. In terms of netminders, Craig Anderson at 42 decides to hang him up, as does Andrew Hammond at 35 years of age. I can't believe it, as Marc-Edouard Vlasic decides enough is enough. Taking a look at the coaching retirement, Jorgen Telkvist for the Barracuda did retire, so we will have an AHL coaching spot available. I cannot believe that. What a huge break that we get for us, as Marc-Edouard Vlasic can now be a scout for us, and that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, a really cool feature they added into the game a couple years ago. Marc-Edouard Vlasic can now be a scout for the Sharks. And obviously, with the #1 overall pick, we have got some decisions to make. So obviously, it is between two. Matvei Michkov, #1 ranked, or Connor Bedard. He had 43 goals and 49 assists in 68 games played. Just an incredible season. Michkov only had 19 points in 54, but his level of competition is an A+, meaning that he's playing against essentially the best competition you can if you are a draft pick in the KHL. We are going to have to make our selection there, but then as we go down, Braylon Gallant, as well as Bear Glencross, another medium elite, Zach Benson, a lot of medium elites at the top end of this draft. The top 8 is all medium elite or franchise players. As we go down, another one as Braden Yeager. What a name for the Moose Jaw Warriors. He is another option. And just like last year, I would like to get multiple first-round picks. So maybe we trade up into the first round again, get another first-round pick, and see if we can't grab him, as he looks to be the best option that isn't inside the top 10, really. Another one would be Danny O'Sullivan, currently ranked 40th. He's one to watch out for as a high elite for goaltender in essentially the second round. So someone that we are going to watch out for. All right, guys, it is time. The biggest moment of our franchise. We have the first overall pick, the 101 in the 2023 draft, with two absolute studs at the top. Here we go. Now, there were some rumblings in the war room about who they were going to pick. Will it be Michkov? Will it be Bedard? But it looks like the pick is in, and we are going to find out who is going #1 overall to the San Jose Sharks. And with the first overall pick from the Regina Pats in the WHL, the San Jose Sharks select Connor Bedard. As Connor Bedard, a medium franchise 82 overall center, is going to join our team, and that is huge. But while we can celebrate getting Bedard at 101, we still have a lot of work to do, as we got to see what we can do. We might be able to swing. Again, we want to get into that 10 to 12 range, as there is some other high-end picks that we could try and grab. Now, taking a look at what we have available to us in this draft, and we have a ton of draft picks, honestly. We have 2 second-rounders, the Bruins and the Avalanche, as well as a third from the Avalanche, 2 fourths, 5 fifths, actually, and a couple of 6. So we can see if we can use both of these second rounders and pair to get in there. So taking a look at the draft class, we'll just count it back and see. So Michkov obviously going to go next, almost positively, to the Ottawa Senators. So we've got Gallant at 2, Glencross 3, Benson 4, Musty 5, Stenberg 6, Dvorsky 7, and then Yeager is at 8. That's going to be tough to get into the top 8. That's if he goes there. If we don't get him, there isn't really anyone else, I think, that I'm super high on that I would want to trade up for. We might be able to just stay in the second round, and take a look and wait on that goaltender. Although Ernest Skion is a medium top 6 late in the first round, which isn't bad at all, but just not confident in the rest. It's kind of a weaker draft class, so we'll wait and see. As Danny O'Sullivan is the one we're looking at, and he is 5 years out at 18 years of age, meaning that he is going to be a very low overall, but at 18 as a goaltender, that's completely okay. Outside of that, we'll have to wait if there's any other huge, impact players that we can go out and grab. I mean, Vladimir Grachev is a medium elite at 82 overall rank, so that would be a reach, but someone that we can definitely take a look at. Outside of that, there isn't a ton of confidence in terms of just that was drafted. There is Gavin Motto at a low elite, two-way forward at 49, and Vyacheslav Artukin at 118. So maybe this isn't the year to trade up because, again, trying to get Yager might be a little too costly. So we will sim this pick, and Gallant goes to the Ottawa Senators as they completely fumble this draft pick. Oh my goodness, Sens fans, look away as Gallant is going to go over Michkov, and Calgary, who moved up from 13th in the draft lottery, is going to have a shot at Michkov, and you would have to think they are going to land him an 81 overall medium franchise. In what world? Oh my goodness, Michkov, welcome to the Calgary Flames in an absolute stunner. And what's even more painful is that the Kraken and Sabres, who were second and third worst in the league, they both miss out, as that drastically changes the Western Conference there. Holy smokes. So the Seattle Kraken now on the clock. They are going to take Bear Glencross, a 77 overall medium elite, right-handed winger. Buffalo now on the clock, and they are going to take Benson, a 77 overall playmaker, center medium elite. Now, again, we're getting to that spot where Yager is available, and we'll take a look at the rest of them. So he had a great season, but the level of competition is very low. He's got great shooting and puck skills. He is NHL ready, meaning that he is going to be a very high overall, and he compares to Joe Thornton. Has quick pick as his zone ability as well. This looks like a great player. I don't know if we have the assets to actually acquire him, and no one wants to trade. So we are going to have to hope that he falls a little bit. And Musty, a medium elite left winger, will go to the Arizona Coyotes. Next up is Stenberg to the LA Kings. Now we've got the Montreal Canadiens, and Dvorsky and Yager are there. We can make a run. I don't see how we're going to be able to acquire this pick without trading our first rounder next year. Like, even if we offer a just slew, like our next 4 picks, I mean, it's possible. Our next 2 seconds and a third, I see no way. That one was rejected. We can try our 4th as well. That one was rejected. I wonder if we throw in a 2nd next year. Maybe a 3rd. We'll try a 3rd. So this would be 2 seconds this year, as well as our 3rd this year that we got from Colorado, and then our own pick next year for the 8th overall selection. I just don't see how. That one's going to be rejected as well. We'll try our 2nd rounder next year. And that should do it, in all honesty. And it doesn't. Wow. Do we go another one? Do we go our 3rd? We're kind of... We have 2 third-round picks next year. We'll try it. And they are just not willing to move that. And I really don't blame them. So they're not really willing to move that. Let's see. Maybe they don't take Yager here. And they don't. Okay, they go with Dvorsky, a medium elite 75 overall center. And now it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can we make a deal with the Maple Leafs? As they had a really disappointing season. And they want picks this year, which is huge for us. So 2 second rounders this year and maybe a 3rd next year might be enough. It's huge that they want these. They don't want to move that one, so maybe we have to go our 2nd next year instead of a 3rd. Still not. Do we keep trying? Do we go our third next year as well? And we get it. Unbelievable. We swing that trade, and now we go into the top 10. We've got a 9th overall pick. We've given up a lot of assets in terms of 3 second-rounders, but Brayden Yager, welcome to the team as a 76 overall medium elite forward, is now on the squad, and I couldn't be more stoked about our draft class so far. That being said, let's look ahead at what we've got on the table and where our next targets are. As a low franchise, I really don't think that's 5 years away at 18 years, and we're gonna pin him to the draft board maybe, as well as Sullivan and Grachev. These guys I'm really not interested in. But we'll move on down here. Artukin and Motto. Motto is a second rounder that we would have to take. Outside of that, we've got Skian. Fiddler. Victor Fiddler in the second round is a medium top 6 confirmed, which is nice, and has that gem status. Man, that's a huge... We've had a great draft so far. And I'm really not seeing anyone else that I'm super stoked about. So we're going to go ahead and sim the first round. And we'll go back and take a look at who went after us. But just a recap, Bedard goes 1, and Gallant, the Ottawa Senators, pass up Michkov, and he falls to 3 to the Calgary Flames. Glenn Cross goes to Seattle, Benson to the Buffalo Sabres, Musty to the Coyotes, Stenberg to the Kings, Dvorsky to the Canadiens, and we get Brayden Yager at the 9th overall pick. Heiskanen is a 78 overall medium elite defenseman. That's a huge pick for the Canucks, as well as Fantilli. He goes to the Philadelphia Flyers. A lot of great top-end picks here. Any other elites that go afterwards? Any other, nice selections? I'm not seeing it. A lot of top 6s here, as it doesn't look like there was any steals as the draft went along here. So now we're into the second round, and we don't have a pick here. So we've got to take a look at what the draft class looks like. And there's really no one here at the top of the second round that I'm super high on, except for Danny O'Sullivan. And I don't know how much I want to trade up for him, just because Motto is probably a better fit. We don't really need a goaltender that's 5 years away. Gavin Motto is 3 years away at a low elite, and Fiddler is 4 years away at 18 as a medium top 6. So that's really not all that interesting either. So maybe he is. We'll sim a few picks, and we'll see where we're at, as Andrews, a medium top 9, goes to the Jets. Ottawa takes a medium top 9 in Helmerson. The Calgary Flames, they get a medium top 9 in Wolf. The Ottawa Senators again have another second rounder in Kochi, a 65 overall medium top 6 forward there. 4 more picks until O'Sullivan is on the clock, and Arizona wants to move this pick. So let's see if we can trade. They just don't want anything this year, which is tough. Like, we would have to move third, fourth. Like, if we move, I just don't see how they would want to do this. But that'd be our third, 2 fourths, and a 5th. And they don't want that. Maybe another 5th, as we have so many. And they're not going to take that. I really don't want to move our entire draft class next year. We already don't have a second round pick, and we don't have a lot of assets that we're trading, so I really don't want to move much of our draft. So that is going to have to, we're going to sim this and see. And they take Valashenko. Can we go? We'll try with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And again, they want these. Okay, so this is huge for us. All right. We'll try a third, 2 fourths, and a 5th. And that's rejected. Maybe one more 5th. Huge pick haul. And that gets accepted. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we can go ahead, and with the 38th overall pick in the 2023 NHL entry draft from the Sarnia Sting of the OHL, the San Jose Sharks select Danny O'Sullivan, a high elite 55 overall goaltender. And now we knew his overall was going to be low because he was 5 years out, but now it looks like we have the future of our goaltender situation almost all locked up. And just taking a look at who we've got on our board right now, Again, just pinned. We've got Motto, who's fallen. He's got the 47th, and Fiddler up there as well. Our Toucan and Lamb have really low ratings, so maybe we don't go out and get them. Maybe we don't trade up for them. He's 4 years out at 18 years of age. It means his overall is going to be very low. So I think it's safe that we just sim to the next round because I don't want to trade up and move. We've got to kind of keep what we've got. So we'll go ahead and sim to the third. We'll take a look if there was any steals after our taking of O'Sullivan. Was there any elite players? So we get a low elite. Motto wasn't low elite, so he did get taken. He's a 66 overall sniper, low elite. So that was, we did scout that right, but I think we made the right selection in all honesty. A medium elite in Ramsey, a 48 overall goaltender, so even longer of a wait there for them. And at the end of the second round, I'm not seeing anyone, so we're into the third. And our draft has been phenomenal so far. But again, we don't have to really trade up. Our Toucan's 125. And these are into the 90s, so there's really no one in this next little range that I think that we need to go out and get. So we can, I mean, we could get Grachev. That's another goaltender. I just don't think that we need a 901 save percentage in the KHL. 5 years out, medium elite, 5 years out. No, I don't want to wait. I don't want to have two goaltenders that we're just waiting because they're both going to come up at the exact same time. No, I don't think we are going to sim this round as well. And we'll go back and see if there was any big steals here. Is there any elites? It's very difficult to find an elite in this range. Doesn't look like it. Medium top 6, medium starter. So Grachev was a medium starter. That would have been a just something that we wouldn't have needed to invest in. As Kaltainen is a medium starter as well, but he's got a long way to go. And yeah, so now we are into the fourth round, and we'll take a look again. We are probably going to have to trade in to get our guys, but they're still very low. Like, we can still wait again, as our Toucan is 118. So that's the back end part of this round. So we're going to go ahead and sim a couple picks as Layuyan, Barteco. We can go probably until about the 15th pick here, and I think we'll be pretty safe. As the Kraken, the Canadians, the Leafs, and the Canucks. We'll take a look again. We don't want to miss out on our Toucan. He's still a ways away. He's the back end part of this. That's where he's ranked. But what do they want? We need to find someone that wants picks. They do want a couple of fifths. Let's see if we can trade 2 fifths for this fourth. I'm completely okay with that, and we do. Perfect. This draft has been absolutely perfect for us, guys. And with the 106th pick in the 2023 NHL Draft from Russia, Vyacheslav Artyukin, drafted by the San Jose Sharks. And we've got a low elite 55 overall player in the 4th round. Obviously, he is going to be years away, but what an absolute performance in the draft this year, guys. That is why you do the 3 rounds of scouting throughout the year, as we have set ourselves up perfectly in this second season. Now, the only other player that we have interested in is Lamb, and that's at 169th, and that is a ways away. He's a low franchise, and I really doubt that he's even going to be that. I don't even know. We might take a shot on him. It's just a low franchise, 2 overall. Like, that's, at least interesting. Alexei Kolesnik as well. We might take them just because. Like, we have a couple of late round picks. In terms of just other guys that we might want to get for the AHL, a low top 6 for Jackson King would be nice as well. A low top 4 from Kyle Cooperman, because the AHL still needs to be developed. It's been, pretty rough here. Nathan Duffy. But those look to be way down there, and we're completely okay with this. So let's go ahead and sim this round, and we'll take a look and go back. I doubt there's any other elites after ours, but we'll take a look. Wow, Battaglia, 55 overall, low elite. Okay, from the St. Louis Blues. Nice selection there in the 4th round. So a couple of steals in the 4th round of this draft. And yeah, we're on to the 5th round here. We do have a couple picks. We might just take the guys that we want and reach on them because I really don't see, like low top 6 for Jacob Plekhanov. Wow, he did play in Russia, which means he's playing against the best competition. 5 years out at 18 years of age, though, means he's going to be very low overall. And really just no one else drafted this far down. It's hard to scout guys this far down because usually we're just not really interested in them. This would be where we would kind of move out. But we might as well just go ahead and use our 5th round picks on the guys that we're looking for, as Kolesnik is a medium bottom 6 forward, so we kind of got we lucked out there by not taking him. And obviously, again, it's a risk when you reach and you don't have full scouting. That's just kind of how it is. Let's see here. So we could go with Lamb. Let's shoot for it. This draft has been so good, even if he's brutal and not very good. Who cares? So with, in the 5th round, the San Jose Sharks from the USA. Welcome. A low elite. Are you kidding me? A low elite 52 overall grinder. And again, guys, the overalls are extremely low, but that is okay because we don't have to put them and sign them to a contract for at least 3 years. So they can grow in the minors. Unbelievable draft class, guys. Like, this might be the best one I've ever seen, as we've only gotten elites. Now, we are going to run out of options here as Saul Coburn. I'm trying to see some guys that aren't 5 years out, but it's pretty tough down here. Nathan Duffy is 5 years out. Bottom 6, Maxwell Cornets. Yeah, and that's it. We might just trade our the remaining picks. Let's find a trade for this pick. I mean, we've got a couple of 6 rounders, and we might as well just go ahead and see if we can get some picks next year, maybe. A 6 rounder next year. The issue is, actually, let's go like this. 4th rounder next year. See, like, this is what we want to do here. The Blackhawks. 4th round of the Stars. Trying to see if there's a team that didn't make the playoffs. Actually, the Islanders. Yeah, we'll take a 4th rounder next year. Absolutely. And we'll see if we can get a 7th. I doubt we can get anything. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So, you know what? We will make that pick. 193 overall. And we'll go to the next round. And we'll make our pick. And we'll be done. The best draft that I've ever had in a franchise mode sim. Fred Hope. I mean, 17 years, 5 years away is a low elite. I doubt it, but you know what? We've had such insane luck, and his name is Fred Hope. So welcome to the squad. As a low bottom 652 overall, that's completely okay. And now we'll take a look as we get Connor Bedard, a franchise forward, as well as Yager at 9, Danny O'Sullivan, our future in net at 38, Artukin at 106, Lamb at 155, and Hope at 193. Just an incredible draft for us. And that's going to be gigantic in the next, 3 years. After, again, like I said, in 3 seasons of this sim, I can guarantee you almost all of those guys will be impact players for our team, or at least about to be. So we'll take a look. We're at the re-sign phase now of year 2, and we'll see what we have, as we do have to sign some coaches. We have one opening, a goalie coach spot in the AHL, which isn't anything bad, to be honest with you. We might have to move on from our head coach, but he really fits everyone okay. They just have been so bad, so it just hasn't been really good. And we also have some expiring contracts from our scouts. But honestly, our scouting staff is pretty bad. That, while the region efficiency is phenomenal, right? The overall still, it would be cool to slowly start upgrading them. So we might be able to just move on and see if we can't find some better scouts. But we do have a lot of players to re-sign here, and we'll take a look at just what we've got to go up with. Timo Meier needs a contract and is an RFA. We are going to have to make a contract extension to him, and he wants little money. In all honesty, kind of a down year. He wants 2 years at 6.9, and he would still be no, he wouldn't. Yeah, okay, it's still saying that he's an RFA, but he just simply wouldn't be. No Mark-Edward Vlasic is gigantic for us, guys. Like, I can't believe that he retired. We've also got John Leonard, who we're going to resign. He's up to an 82, but then we've got Connor Bedard, who is going to hop into the NHL this season, and William Eklund, an 81 overall as well. Chmelevski, an 81 overall. He might start in the NHL. I'm not sure, but I'm already excited about what we've got here on our team, just because everything's looking very good. The AHL team is going to be very good this next season, and our NHL team could challenge. In all honesty, the first 2 years of this rebuild, obviously the focus was doing as bad as possible, clearing out all the crap that we had in there. But now going forward, it's to make the playoffs. Like, I'm not really about waiting again. If we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm still okay, because we still have our picks from last year. But we'll have to take a look, because we're going to need to see a big jump out of Savoy, who's still a 74 overall currently listed here. We'll probably offer him a contract and just see where he's at. Jaeger is a 76 already, so a lot of options. And then in nets, Aiden Hill, we're not going to re-sign. We have to spend some money. We have $32 million in cap space, so we are going to have to spend some money. But that is where we are going to end this episode, guys. Again, a great episode for us in terms of the rebuild. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section as we work towards the re-sign phase as well as free agency in the beginning of year 3 in the next episode. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
I wait for someone to save.